was asked to make a checklist, this was about 2.5 years ago, I had no idea what that meant. I was like, a checklist of what? Like a grocery list? I mean, what in the world? So the lady who was mentoring me at the time said, I want you to make a list of things that you really want in a husband. Not just what you want in a husband, but what you feel like God really wants for you in a relationship. So I really prayed about it, and I started making a list, and the first thing I wrote down is that he has a relationship with God. And as simple as that sounds, it's difficult to find someone who reveals that to you quickly, who really makes that a priority. A lot of people, and even myself at times, yeah, I have a relationship with God, but they don't talk like they do. They don't you don't really feel like they have a relationship. So that was the first thing the first thing on my list that came to mind, and it's still my number one, is that I can tell that this person has a relationship with God, and that I feel like it's a daily progression. The next thing, it's very important to me, is to have a family. I desire to have children. I desire, to be able to raise godly children. And so that's important to me. And I've been in relationships, and I know of other relationships that's not been a priority for that person. And that's great for them, but that's not something that I'm willing to compromise on. And I think that's important. I think another big thing is just that they do have that daily time with God. They do have, a Bible study or something that they're involved in that really enriches their life, that doesn't have to be something that we do together. I think it's important to have it separate, but those are a few things that I consider to be essential. Now, there are also those non-essential things, as far as I would love for the person to be somewhat involved in music, because that's, a hobby of mine. So maybe sharing a couple of hobbies. If that doesn't happen, that's okay. That doesn't mean that's not who God, has for me. But just those fun things, that maybe he's tall, or maybe, he went to the same college. Just those fun things that you can share. But again, don't determine whether or not the person's going to be there, be that person for me or not. Just those fun little lists. And making the list and really looking at it is different than just thinking about it. When you visually write it down and in a journal or on your refrigerator or somewhere, it's fun to start praying for those things for that person. Even if you think you've met them or not met them, it kind of changes the outlook of the relationship or the soon-to-be relationship if you can visually have that checklist of things and pray about it before you go on a date with somebody, maybe, or pray about it before you decide to go meet someone, that God, are these things being met in this person? And when you do that, it opens your mind and opens your heart to this checklist of really being from God and really being something that brings your relationship closer to God. And I think a checklist is the way to go.